1. Hi.
I'm so happy to be back.
It's been a while.
It has. I was going to say, I promise we'll never do it again. And we're going to have an episode of ours each week. Even if we have a guest.
We're going to try.
But I also don't want to lie to the family.
I know. We also say new episodes every Thursday.
No, new episodes every. Even if we have a guest, too much has happened in 2 weeks.
I know.
I'm a different person.
Oh, no. Don't even call me Nick anymore. Don't even call me Nick. I'm fucking...
Have I told them I'm Cheska now?
That's Cheska. I'm Nicole. It's just literally...
Stop.
Anyway, should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm Francesca.
And I'm Nicodemus.
And welcome back to the Saucy Sibz podcast.
The podcast of just two internet trolls from Missouri here doing nothing with their lives.
If you're new here, that's what one of our stalkers loves to text us late at night. Just about how we're doing nothing with our lives. Mm-hmm. And my favorite comment is grow up and get real jobs.
Grow up and get real jobs. It's a fake podcast.
It's a fake podcast.
And we're just two internet trolls from Missouri. We live in Denver, okay?
Yeah. Also, when they said that, because we posted the text on TikTok, we've gotten a lot of Missouri fans because
people are like, "Oh, you're from Missouri,"
and they're like, "Wait, what's the hate on Missouri?" And I'm like, "Bruh, I love Missouri.
We love Missouri. Love being there. I've repped it to the day I die."
There's something that core Midwest, corn-fed Bible Belt.
Yeah,
okay? We're not saying Bible or anything, but the people from right there, salt of the earth.
Yeah, I do think that Midwestern people can be a little bit simple and can be a bit small-minded at times, but they are the nicest and they're some of the best, most hardworking. And when they get out and go traveling and kind of become cultured, they are the best Americans. They're sorry, I'll say American. We're the best Americans.
Stop.
Yeah, I always tell my European friends that I'm no, Midwesterners are good, especially if they know Europeans. Because
if you have never left St. Louis, not saying you're not the best person, but my favorite person, is someone from the Midwest who then moved to a big city or traveled the world. I'm just when I find them other places, I'm I can tell you were just so nice and welcoming, and I'm you're a Midwesterner, aren't you?
People in California don't even know what Iowa is,
Yeah,
because they don't have to. They literally don't have to because they're kind of the cultural forefront of America. So why do they need to know that Kansas City is in Missouri?
I would tell people when I lived abroad that I lived in that I was from Los Angeles sometimes because they don't know where Missouri is.
Yeah.
So I would choose New York or LA, but sometimes it'd be right in the middle, but it doesn't translate well. Because I'd be Centro de Americana, and they're Central America, and I'm no.
Yeah. I would say Chicago when I was in Asia.
That's better.
Most people,
but they didn't know.
A lot of it was 50-50. Some people would never know Chicago. So I would just say in the middle of America.
I would be Los Angeles, and they'd be oh. So I'm just lying.
Just straight up lying. At least you don't say you're Canadian. Have you ever met those Americans? That be oh, wait, I'm not. I just lie and tell people that I'm Canadian because I don't want them to think less of me. I'm get the fuck over yourself. Ew.
I'm so American though. No one ever thought that of me.
Yeah. I mean,
I just, one thing, a lot of my European friends would always comment on how I'm always smiling. And that's uniquely American.
Yeah,
They'd be I mean, obviously, your mouth, one, my mouth doesn't shut from talking, but then also the smile's kind of large. They're no, we get it.
Yeah.
You're American.
I've been told to stop saying hi to people you don't know.
Yeah.
When I was in England, Nick stopped saying hi.
They don't like that in New Zealand either.
I'm Midwestern. We just, hey, how you doing? We will literally wave when people let us over on the highway. People
don't do that here in Denver. I'm over here and I make sure they get a wave from me.
I'll Venmo you.
Literally. Yeah. I'm oh, did he see? I'll make sure to do it 3 times just in case I think I was maybe in a blind spot. Just to say thank you. Mm-hmm. No, when I got off the plane from New Zealand, I flew into the LA airport because, one thing my Kiwis, I love you. But when I had a weird experience in New Zealand because if someone had a cute dog, I'd be oh my God, your dog's so cute. And come up and pet it. And that was, I think, very confronting. And they just didn't, I'm just a little too outgoing and I'll talk to literally anyone. So I just wasn't received well. I personally felt. And so then when I got off the plane and I went to like the fucking like Chick-fil-A or the Starbucks right when I forgot which one. No, Chick-fil-A was closed. It was Sunday. I went to the Starbucks and there was this like kind of flamboyant like black guy like at the checkout or whatever. And he was just like singing to himself and he's like, hey, like, what's up with you today? Like, whoa. And I was like, I've never loved anyone more.
Yeah, welcome.
I was like,
We're back in America.
Yeah. It's like, it's so refreshing to see you. And he was like, what? And I was like, you're just like out here, like doing your thing and you're talking to me and I'm talking. And he was like, okay. Like,
yeah.
But I was like, God, I missed America.
Yeah. Americans are like that. You know, I think different countries can be even more outgoing, but.
What were you saying about like Argentinians?
Oh, no. So when I was in China, I had a friend from Argentina. And he was like constantly dancing, constantly smiling, and just like, you know, just like literally all the time. And I was with some Germans, and the Germans were like always so like annoyed by him. Not to say that Germans aren't like lively, but like they were always just like, God, he's so South American. He would just be like, hey, look at me. I am walking down the street. And I'm like, you know, the Germans just thought it was so weird. But I was like, I don't know. I kind of like it. Look at him. Look at him go.
I like that we're just like starting out the podcast with like some stereotypes.
Stereotypes. Yeah. Don't get me started about Japanese people.
No. Sup, guys? Let's talk about our sponsor.
Do we have a sponsor this episode?
Yes, we do.
Wow. Okay.
So this episode is sponsored by the Shotcaller. If you haven't heard us talk about the Shotcaller yet, it is the world's only patented multiple shot dispenser. Duh. Originally made for Jello shots, which is why we have a beautiful display of Jello shots here for you. But it has some other uses, you know? So it could be used to give samples for other liquor companies. It's brandable. You can put any stickers on it, or we can make the mold different for any alcohol company. If you're watching, basically you put your either hot sticky liquor or hot sticky mixture from your Jello shots in the bottom. And then when you turn it over, it doesn't leak at all. Ooh. And it has a spring-loaded tip. So the magic is in the tip, guys. When you press it down, it fills. And then when you lift it up, it stops. And then you can just go from shot to shot to shot. And there's even an application for handing it off from your bartender to your server. You could do table or shots poolside or table side. And that's a Shotcaller, guys. We will drop the link to the website and all the socials and the Amazon, because you can also get it on Amazon. It is Prime Day today. They're going to miss it. I don't think we're going to get this edited today. Anyway,
do we have a code?
Do you want a shot?
What is it? Is it just grenadine?
It's grenadine and water.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cheers. I spilled it on myself.
On brand.
Wow. Also, if you're new here, my name is Dribbles, or my nickname, one of them.
You just spill shit on you at all times.
All times.
I don't know how you do it.
No, I don't. I always just miss my mouth. It's like I don't have like spatial awareness.
I mean, I've missed my mouth a few times, but usually I'm like 4 drinks deep.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've been loving the act of, because one of the things with the Shotcaller is that shots always bring people together and like make people happy.
They're hype.
They are. But like, even though I don't drink anymore, I love a shot. Like just then it's like we cheers, we set off the podcast. And so a lot of our friends that are bartenders have been like mixing me up like
lime and pineapple juice,
like
or something
fancy
like that.
ass shots to like be in the camaraderie.
Yeah. Because it is about the camaraderie.
It is.
It's team building.
Yeah. Okay. So honestly, if you have any sober friends and you guys are ever out, always order them like a shot of even lemonade.
Literally pineapple juice.
Or like lime juice, because there's like the bite and it's like sour and it's a lot. So it feels like taking a real shot. You're like, ooh, yeah, let's get going. It's like a zing.
Yeah.
So, and I promise you, your sober friends will like
love it.
They'll love you because it's like shitty for everyone else to like get to join in on the shot. Mm-hmm. And then you're just
like, all right, you guys have fun. I'll just sit here and
be a loser.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Whee! Another cheers. Welcome, guys. We have a lot to cover.
We do. Okay. Where do we start? Where do we fucking start? Guys, this past 2 weeks has been insane. And I don't want to be like bragging to you this entire episode, and that's not the energy I want to bring, but I'm just saying, like, so much good shit has happened to us and so much fun shit that like we've just been so giddy about it. And it's been a lot of fun.
Normalize like telling your friends all the good stuff that's happening in your life without like making it sound like you're bragging.
Yeah.
But it's more that like we have been really putting in like the hard work for like almost 2 years now.
Yeah. We have been doing this podcast for a long time now, almost 2 years, and we have been plugging at it. And it's been a lot of work and not that much payoff, at first.
No, totally. Because you have to keep our favorite quote, guys, from Jay-Z. The genius thing we did is we didn't give up. And it's like, fuck, like you've really like gotta like just deal with the haters and realize that everything is cringe until it gets likes.
Yeah. We say this all the time, but it's so fucking true.
It is. Literally put it on a t-shirt and tattoo it on my forehead because we just kept going. I was like, I don't care that everyone thinks it's fucking crazy that we're starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah. And like, who are they? Does everyone need a podcast? Probably not. But like we gave ourselves one. And I kind of enjoyed when we just had our 200 dedicated listeners. And it was a lot of fun. And I liked it when people would tell me that they were listening because I was like, oh, thank you. That means a lot. But now we're just like really seeing the numbers really jump. A lot more listeners, which has been so much fun. And we're just doing other things with it. And
that this whole podcast is like about our lives. It's like taking you guys on the journey of like, I told someone, it was like, this podcast is like our journey to becoming famous podcasters.
Yeah,
and as
literally.
as insane as that sounds, like we're making it happen and we're going to do it. And like, come along with us. Mm-hmm. And so, okay.
The least exciting thing that happened these past 2 weeks.
Yeah. Like, I even forgot to tell my best friend.
I know. I don't even know how we.
I talked to her for an hour every day. Yeah. Shout out Ashley. And I was like, so did I tell you I snuck into Blink 182 the other day? And she goes, Francesca, fucking no. What?
Let's tell the story.
Okay.
So Francesca and I do this thing called silly goose manic walks. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But sort of like we just go for a little silly goose walk. This was it July 3rd or July 4th?
July 3rd.
July 3rd. So it's like, people are like out and about in the city. People are launching off fireworks, and Blink 182 was playing at the Ball Arena, just like, I don't know, like a 10-minute walk down from our house. And we were like, oh, that would have been like really fun to go. And we're like, let's just go for a little silly goose walk down the street and kind of see, hear the sounds of the city. And we did. And we were walking and we were like, one thing about Francesca and I, we love to sneak into places because we're just kind of degenerates. No, not really. But like,
there's nowhere I don't want to put this out there because I'm going to jinx myself. But like, there's nowhere I can't sneak into.
You're so good at sneaking into places. And I feel like I'm pretty good too. And put us together. Like, we were actually telling the story about how we snuck into a concert where we just used the back door of a concert a couple episodes ago. No, I think it was like 15 episodes ago. And we literally just try the back door and it might be open and you might just sneak your way into Blink 182.
Do you think I could sneak into Taylor Swift? Like, that's what I didn't want to jinx myself.
Oh, no way, dude.
Do you know that there's like 20,000 or is it 20 to 40,000 people that
tailgate outside of it?
I know.
Yeah. No, all of like the apartment complexes are having like tailgates for it. It's like a holiday in the city.
Wait, could we hear it from our roof?
No, I think it's a bit, maybe. The whole city just sings together.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But if anyone can sneak into Taylor Swift, it's you.
I'm about to plan my janitor's outfit.
Oh,
if you carry a ladder and have on a janitor's outfit, no one questions you.
The construction outfits really get you in. Yeah. We'll have to think about that.
Maintenance Mike has a ladder.
Yeah.
For sure.
We can definitely borrow his ladder. Okay. So basically like we walk up to the thing and there's all these like to Blink 182 and there's all these people waiting outside trying to get tickets. And we thought like maybe let's find a scalper or something.
You forgot the part that as we're walking, silliest little walk, there was the Rockies Stadium had the official fireworks show for 4th of July. So you and I like climbed up a structure and we just like laid back and like watched overhead of us like the coolest fireworks show, and we're like, oh, this is worth the walk.
Yeah, energy was up there. Like we were like having so much fun already, Watching the fireworks. Yeah, we climbed up this this whole sign. Well, you did. I got up. I was like, Jessica, what are you doing? Yeah, and we met a couple, and they were like, she had the Jupiter sign tattooed on her hand, and Jupiter to me means like kind of getting what you want and manifestation and stuff. So I saw that Jupiter. I was like, is that Jupiter on your hand? She was like, yeah. Good of you to notice. I was like, well, we're gonna go sneak into Blink 182, and then she was like, honestly, if you want it, you'll get it. And we were like, yeah, we will fucking get it.
They had great energy. They were like, so wonderful to meet you. It was like a serendipitous meeting in a weird way. So we're walking along, and then we see there's a ton of people like outside looking for tickets.
So many.
And they're like, oh, are you guys like looking for tickets too? And we were like, I don't know, like maybe. And they're like, good luck.
I know. Telling us good luck.
And he's like, I have like $1,000 in cash in my pocket, which I'm like, don't tell people on the streets of Denver that.
Do not tell people.
I'm like, should I rob you? Yeah. Like, and he's like, yeah, like there are no tickets left. Because the show Blink 182 was about to go on. All the openers were done. They were about to shut the doors, and there was no more resales online.
Nothing.
And once the tickets are scanned when you go in, so like somebody even had come out, they're like, oh man, this like guy and his pregnant wife, they just like scanned their $1,000 tickets and it was too loud for her. So they left, but they couldn't even give us those tickets because you can't, once it's scanned, no reentry, you're done. Nada.
Because you could throw it out like a window or something, you know, like you scan your ticket, throw it out a window, who knows, you know, or email it to someone.
Or take like 10 tickets in with your friends and then like grab all the screenshots and walk back out and grab more friends.
Something like that, right? No re-entry. And so we're like, you know, once they said, oh, good luck, I was like, you have no idea who you're talking to. I was just kidding. Okay. But like, seriously, you know, like, yeah, no, good luck. And so I was thinking to myself, the back door, let's try the back door. And this building is huge. Maybe someone left like a door open or maybe someone left a window cracked. Like I will do some Mission Impossible shit to like sneak in, you know? Maybe. There's a million things that could go wrong.
This is also one of my favorite like middle school and high school bands ever. I was like a little punk. Not that Blink 182 is not punk, but this was like more pop punk. But I was like full on like go into the underground like punk shows like in downtown St. Louis. And Blink 182 though was like one of my like main people that I loved, and I never got to see them somehow. It just never worked out. And when they did this, but I always thought like I'll see them one day, like no matter what. And so it felt weird on the 3rd that I just like wasn't gonna go.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not gonna buy a $1,500 ticket to like I don't know. And like big arenas, if you're not like in a really good spot,
they kind of suck.
Yeah,
I'm like, not. The energy's fun, but like sometimes I'm just not there for it, unless I'm obsessed with them, you know.
Yeah, but it just I didn't feel like I needed to like buy that ticket, so we were like, let's just like see. Mm-hmm.
And you know, we're looking around and like we're not finding anything. Like I was like,
we saw like a janitor, and this like older woman, and we were like, so what do you think the chances are of like us just kind of sneaking in? She was like, oh, this place is on lockdown. Yeah, she's like, they have security posted at every single door. You go, you have no idea. That's what everyone's trying to do.
Even if we got in, it was like, what were we going to do?
Well, no, because it's assigned seating.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like...
What am I going to like stick my head out the bathroom door? Because you can't stand in the aisles.
Yeah.
So,
literally, yeah.
And you wouldn't have a seat. So it was just kind of like, whatever. So we walk around.
And then all of a sudden we see this guy just smoking a cigarette. Okay. Now, he's just smoking a cigarette, just like way too chill. And we just approached him because, you know, you can't scan the tickets to get back in. But he was clearly like there, like smoking a cigarette, about to go in. So we thought like, is he, I don't know. We just decided to talk to him. Yeah. You know?
Weird. Us talking to people.
I know, yeah. Hey, what's up? And anyway, yeah, he was so cool, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm just smoking a cigarette. You know, I was just in there, and he was literally using a ticket just to walk out of the stadium to walk back in to smoke a cigarette.
So he had one extra ticket besides the one that he used to get in. But he didn't know how to give it away to someone because he was like, everyone inside already has a ticket. So like, I can't use this QR code on my phone. It's not like I can hand it to the security guard to like go give it to someone on the street.
Yeah.
And he was like, and they don't have a smoking section here. So
Which
he
is
was like
crazy.
Yeah, I do think it's like a little weird. They don't have like a tiny balcony.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
the world is not built for smokers anymore.
No, it's
unfortunately, not America. And it's one thing about me. I'll quit drinking. I'm not giving nuts. I don't smoke, but I'll enjoy a cheeky cig. And so he was like, yeah. So I just decided to come out and like enjoy a cigarette before the show went on and then use my last ticket to get back in. And we're like, wow, what a vibe.
What, so gangster. He's like, yeah, I have tickets. It's fine.
People are like spending over $1,500. $1,500 was like the tickets I saw before they like disappeared. So people are paying money. It's like their nostalgic childhood dream. Mm-hmm. And we started talking to him. His name is Jack. And he's like, we're like, oh, what do you do? He's like, oh, I work in production. And we were like, so do we. He does music. We're like, we do podcasts. And he's like, oh. So we like already decided that we want to be friends with them. So then I think he decided he liked us.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? I've got an idea. And we were like, yeah. And he goes, just follow me. We're like,
and I'm just kind of like, what is he talking about?
Okay.
I'm just following Jack, you know?
All right, Jack. And so we go up and because he had the rest of his group's like tickets on his phone. And so we walk up and like his scans turns green and then he goes to scan ours and it turns red. And we just get to yours. And he's like, oh, that's weird. And he's like, well, I'm here for work and like we're working right now. And I was in charge of like this block of tickets for my company and these should work. Like I had enough for all of us.
Yeah. And he's just like, what's going on? And so the one that was, you know, the security guard, she was like, I don't know. It says they're already scanned. Like they're already scanned. He was like, well, this shouldn't be like.
We're not. I never scanned them.
Yeah. So like what's going on? And so he's like, let me talk to the manager. Like, let me talk to someone. So we had met this guy we weren't even talking to him for like maybe not even 10 minutes, you know? Mm-hmm. And he was just ready to go to bat for us. You know, he was like, I'm getting these two fuckers in. And so he then was like, let's go talk to the manager. He goes with the security guard and he leaves. They walk away somewhere like into the whole like office for Nick 15 minutes.
We're like having panic attacks over here because also they're closing the doors to everyone getting in. People are like, what are you two doing here?
Yeah, like, why are you guys here?
We're like, no, like our tickets are, I don't know. But I'm like, Nick's like, it's already happened. Like, and I'm like in my head, like trying to like act cool. Like, no, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to do. She literally takes him, I think like upstairs 2 offices, 15-20 minutes. This man is in the offices like for us.
For no
Not like,
reason. Sorry guys,
we tried. No, he's doing something.
Yeah, he is. Which also, I don't know who he is, but thank you. Thank you for that. So he returns, and then all of a sudden he comes up. He's like, all right, you guys are good. And then the security agent is like, I am so sorry, guys.
No, like the manager.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of like the arena. I'm like worried about like I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like they were over capacity by 2.
By 2.
People were like, how'd you get tickets? And I was like, no,
we never tickets.
Had a ticket.
So they apologized to us. So
they're like, we're so sorry that you guys were standing here waiting. Let's get you in there. And we're like, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Like, I don't know what happened there. And me and Francesca, we can't even look at each other.
No, I'm like, don't you even fucking look at me.
Yeah, we're not even about to be like, No. We're literally like, nope, don't even look at each other. And so we walk in and Jack just looks at us. He goes, come on, kids, we have work to do. I'm like, again,
okay, sir, like Jack, I will follow you to the ends of the earth.
The ends of the earth, Jack. Okay. And so then we go upstairs.
Well, you're like, Jack. Oh. How many drinks do you want me to buy you?
How many drinks do you want me to buy you?
And he goes, oh, I don't drink. And you're like, she doesn't drink. He's like, I just want you guys to have fun. Just shut up and follow me.
And we're like, okay. So we go. He has fucking box tickets with like food. It's catered. It has like free drinks and everything. And
he's it's just like there's drinks, there's food, help yourself. And I'm like, still trying to, like trying not to look at Nick because I'm like, keep it cool.
And we're like, well, that's just really fucking worked out for us. And yeah, then we just watched the whole entire fucking show.
From our box.
See, it was amazing. But I thought it was funny. People in the box were like, who are you guys?
Well, no, the lights came on.
And they were all like,
they started looking at us. You could tell just like, do you guys work here? Like as if we were lost. Like they were just confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
The boxes aren't that big, but I think people were pretty like distracted during the show.
Because of fucking Blink-182.
Yeah. Or like maybe like someone in the company's like
wife
child or something was there.
Yeah.
We're not young enough to be children.
No.
Well, we are children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People started looking at us and being like, so who are you?
And we're just like, oh, we're with Jack. Jack. I didn't want to like rat Jack out, and be like, oh, Jack just met us on the street.
But then what am I supposed to say? Like, I just walked into your box?
Yeah. No,
like,
it was weird.
I'm like,
it's like
shoving popcorn in my face with like a Diet Coke. Like, I don't know.
Literally, yeah. And then Jack's like, oh, no, I just picked him up off the street. And I'm like, okay, well, he said it. And they were all like, that's such a Jack move.
That's what they kept saying. They were like, what?
Three different people were like, that's such a Jack move.
Yeah.
So again, still don't know who Jack is.
But they're like, wow, like most Jack thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, I swear like these type of people find each other because whenever we do shit like this, everyone's like, God, it's such a Piazza move.
Yeah, they really did just sneak in.
But we found Jack and honestly, we owe it all to him. Like I got to live out my childhood dreams. I cried twice.
It was like an emotional, funny, great show.
It was, except for all the like fucking your mom jokes.
No, Blink-182 has like this weird like middle school your mom humor.
I guess that's their thing. I mean, I got it that it was a shtick. I just didn't like remember that, or maybe I was in middle school, but it felt weird coming from like 45-year-old men.
I remember being in middle school, kind of being like, they're literally making like poop jokes.
Yeah, they were like, oh, so and so's, and I was like, all right,
yeah,
Courtney. Like we were there for Courtney.
Yeah, is Courtney here? Jack, do you know Kourtney Kardashian?
Yeah, I feel like mom would know, but like some people listening, Kourtney Kardashian dates Travis Barker or is married to.
Married. Yeah.
And I saw on her Instagram that she was just walking around the city the day before.
I know, like Kourtney, you can't just be walking around the streets of Denver.
They're
gonna come for you.
It's not safe.
No,
I know you're like cool, like rocker chick now, but like maybe like bring
you're gonna
security.
Get mobbed.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of celebrities in the city, okay? But no, yeah, it was awesome. And then like towards the end of the show when we were all walking out, I thought like maybe we would go somewhere with Jack. We lost him in the crowd, never saw him again.
No, he like disappeared.
We don't have his contact information. We don't know who he is. He just is gone.
I requested to follow him on because we were like, he was like, oh yeah, I'll get your contact information after the show, like blah, blah, blah. And then he never like accepted my follow request.
Yeah, he was like, I don't really like do Instagram.
And I was like,
okay, well,
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I've never.
Too cool.
I'm yeah.
When people tell me like that they don't do social media, first of all, I love that for them. Like my ideal like mate has like no social media.
Your ideal
like,
mate?
Well, I'm just saying like in a partner, I'm cool if they're not on it. Like I'm on it enough for the both of us. I would rather them just not be into it. Men who are too into social media give me the ick anyway.
Really?
Sorry. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Not gay men.
Yeah.
That's
count. A very interesting thing.
If they really care about their like likes.
You don't.
It gives me the ick.
You hate like sober men that are into social media? Okay, Francesca. Oh, fucking okay.
I hate myself.
Oh my God.
That's what it comes down to. Maybe it's like a deep like self-loathing
thing.
I'll unpack that. I have another therapy appointment on Thursday or Friday.
Well, Jack, if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah,
you were great. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. Hope to hang soon if we're like cool enough to hang out with you. Like, does he own the company? Yeah, I don't know. Was it his box?
Is he like the Blink-182 manager? I don't fucking know. But
I was like, I really want to get backstage and like meet Kourtney, but I didn't want to like push my luck. I was like,
we already made it far enough. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to just like quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
Because when we didn't do that, the last time we like snuck in.
Where?
To the old rock house. Sometimes then you can get kicked out for sneaking in and then you're back where you started.
Yeah. Because at that point I was like, I'm invincible. Let me get on stage.
But we're trying this new thing. This is just how our lives are going. I'm like, I just want to like follow the fun and like have a silly goose time.
We're just having a silly goose time.
And then if you just keep having a silly goose time, you're just going to like silly goose into like the greatest shit in your life.
The green room with Kourtney Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have loved a silly goose into the, although like, I don't know. No, I don't think I'd be too nervous around Courtney. There's certain people though that I think I would kind of like freak out meeting.
Oh, absolutely.
To where I'm like, I don't think I could like interview you for the podcast.
Diplo? Yeah, you'd melt. You wouldn't be able to. You'd be like, you would just sit there and smile. Be like, Nick, ask him something. Do. Ask him something, Nick.
No, I'd probably like start being mean to you.
Yeah.
When I get really nervous,
talking about za. Nick doesn't even like dogs. Diplo, Wes, as we call him. Yeah. Do you like dogs too? I'd be like, this podcast is fucking over. And fuck you, Diplo. Fuck
when I get nervous, I smile too big. Like that. Yeah. When I was like that Jay Leno show, I was just cheesing.
Biggest smile I've ever seen. Almost too much.
It's way too
Tone
much.
It back.
Well, what do I even do? I'm gonna have to like write down questions. I'm like look at my notes of what I would say.
Yeah.
That's gotta happen all the time.
Yeah.
To people like that. That's gotta be awkward. No one can like. No, I'm just saying like when you're famous and then people meet you, it's like they all turn into weirdos and you're like.
All right, cool. Learn how to fucking speak. Yeah. Oh God, I bet. Yeah. Huh. But anyway, so I really hope you guys liked our last episode with Sean Kenyon. He is go listen to that episode. He's just like one of the most famous bartenders right now. But anyway, at the end when we were done filming, he said that he was like, "Hey guys, if you guys are going to come to Tales of the Cocktail." In New Orleans at the end of the month, you should let me know because I can get you into like all these cool parties. And Tales of the Cocktail, if you didn't know, I didn't know about it too much, to be honest.
It's embarrassing for us.
I had actually never heard of it. Okay. Anyway, it is just the biggest bartending and cocktail convention in the United States.
I think in the world.
It could be in the world. I mean, a ton of celebrities go. Like celebrities that have their own, liquor brands and all that stuff. But so we were like, oh shit, actually that works really well because like, our brother just had a daughter and they're in Biloxi, which is only like an hour and a half away from New Orleans. And it's like, also I love New Orleans. I was like, let's fucking go.
And we didn't know how we were going to make it work. It's just like Sean Kenyon saying in passing, like, hey, you guys should go. I'll get you into like all the coolest exclusive parties.
And he wasn't trying to like front or anything like that.
No.
But like when someone's like he's speaking at the conference. He is VIP there. And he's won bartender in the year.
By the conference numerous times.
So when he says like, I come with me, I'm like, just like follow Jack, follow Sean, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And so then I texted him and I was like, hey, like, so what days should we go? Because we were probably only going to go like 1 or 2 days.
Because it's like the passes for the whole conference, I don't even know how much those were sold out. And you could buy day passes for like a few $100s each day. But we were still like, okay, which ones do we choose? I'm not going to spend like $1,000 to just like go hang out and like hope that Sean invites me to a party. I just like kind of was like, but let's go just so we're there and like try and make it happen.
We'll see. He never really got back to me, honestly. He was just like, oh, if any parties, like, he kind of gave me a vague answer. I'm like, oh, whatever. And so you just decided to write the whole conference a little email.
Like, that's like my forte is like cute little emails.
I love an email, like a little silly goose email. Let's just see who's going to quack back, you know?
But it's like, always just see what you can get away with. And I was like, hey guys, like, well, their media, like official application like wasn't working. So I just like emailed like the head of the conference and I was just like, hey guys. And I like CC'd a few people because I'm like, I just need people to know that just like get it in front of someone.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, like we we just had Sean Kenyon on our podcast and he was saying about coming down and literally like just like
Sean Kenyon
out there.
You guys know Sean Kenyon.
Have you heard of Sean Kenyon?
We're like friends with him.
Yeah. And I was like, can you send me the link again to the media thing? This is who we are. And this is what we would do. We represent Saucy Media Group and whatever. He's like, oh, hey, the application's actually closed today. Random
Rude.
Good thing I got there. He was like, they closed today. And I text you and I was like, I might not even fill this out tonight. I might just like do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I got it in.
Yeah.
Because they had like literally closed that night. I thought like, because he was like, oh, just get it in as soon as you can. And I didn't know like there wouldn't even be like a button to press after the night. So I filled it out for both of us separately. And then we got an email that we have been accepted as credentialed media for Tales of the Cocktail.
Y'all, I'm talking, we have like access to everything, all the parties, all the food and beverage stuff, all the tastings. And they were literally like, just all the things that we got because of this, like media pass, it's the whole thing for free. Because and it wasn't like, hey, we're two journalists named Francesca and Nick and we want to come. No, we were literally like, we have a podcast. We would love to be there. Just had Sean Kenyon on. And they were like, done. Here you go. I was like, Francesca, how the fuck did you do that?
Silly goose little time. We are quacking.
Quacking around.
But the more we've been looking into it, it is like all the top alcohol people. It is, I mean, people that are head of like beverage programs for like hotel groups worldwide are like flying in from all over the world. And
someone told me it's like bartenders gone wild. Okay. Like in New Orleans too. And I'm just so fucking excited.
Nick's not going to make it.
I always make it.
No, that's true. Because you're always like put together. Can't say the same for myself.
Yeah, you wouldn't make it.
No.
I would be scooping you off the ground with a snow shovel. Be like, God, Bourbon Street got her.
I know. So I'm excited that I'm sober for it. But there's so many non-alcoholic spirits.
Oh yeah,
that I can't wait to connect with. That's all the rage right
now. It's booming, the non-alcoholic space.
Because why wouldn't you have a fancy ass mocktail that's $14 on your menu to like up your check percentage because so many people are not drinking now?
Yeah,
it's just like silly.
Exactly.
And so I'm like personally so excited to get into that. And then New Orleans.
So Francesca's never been to New Orleans. I've been a few times, but I'm just so excited. I was explaining to her today just like what the vibe of the city is. And okay, here's how I put it. If you've never been to New Orleans, it is kind of cramped. It's kind of dark. Okay. It's like musty and it's very hot. And there's lots of overgrown like
I'm not feeling it yet, Nick.
Yeah, no, I know.
I have my eyes closed and I'm really trying to picture it, and I'm getting uncomfortable
a little bit. Think like buildings are just kind of like coming down. They're old and stuff like that. It's a little dangerous, but then there's also like such cool like places that just have such character strung about throughout the entire city.
This sounds a little bit like Budapest.
I've never been to Budapest.
So like the old quarter in Budapest is all like ruins that have been turned into bars and clubs.
Cool shit. Yeah. Literally, it's kind of like that. Just like, a lot of times like hurricanes come through and just sort of damage like power lines or like, oh no, a palm tree fell on the power lines, And it's also kind of creepy.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also really pretty at the same time. But like creepy in the sense of like because it's below sea level, they have to bury the dead above ground. So that's why it uses
why is it below sea level? I don't get it.
Because they use a levee to dam the water. So it's literally below sea level. And that's what happened.
That doesn't sound safe.
That's what happened in Hurricane Katrina. It broke the levee, flooded the whole city.
Like the whole city underwater?
Like a big portion of the city. It's a big city, but like
why would you choose to build a city? Like what would be the advantage to build it there and except like 20 miles down the
because it's like a port city. Like they needed to be on the water, but it's like marshy. So things slowly like sink into the marsh and like a lot because it's like where the Mississippi River like drains. So it's like the ground is like ever changing and like the seawater like rises. So it's slowly been rising.
It's not like Venice.
No, Venice is built on top of water.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like Venice. No, it's not. But literally
I'm getting a weird picture
here. No,
it's
fucking weird. No, it's strange. It's creepy. It's weird. It's Halloween all year round.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird. They're really into skulls and Halloween
like
culture.
Voodoo, right?
And then voodoo's a big thing there too.
And then the vampires live there.
Yeah, it's the vampire capital of the United States.
Nick was telling me this story and we were like having, one of our silly goose little meetings at a bar the other day. And this guy, Nick was like, well, and the vampires hang out there. And I go, obviously, like, duh. And what did they?
Well, I was like, no, I said like, well, because like vampires are a thing, right? And you go, yeah. And this guy goes, are they? Yes, they are real, and they live in New Orleans, and you'll see why.
You guys, like, I've dated a vampire.
No, they exist.
Here's the weird thing. When I told someone that the other day, and they go, okay, you dated a vampire? And I said, let me just lay some fucking facts on you real quick, and you tell me the weird parts. Okay. I haven't told them about this. Have I on the pod?
I don't think
So, and after I told them these, they go, I think you dated a vampire. I was like, I fucking told you.
He's a fucking vampire.
Okay. You help me if I miss anything.
Okay.
Number one, I met him. Well, I met him abroad and he came out of the crowd and like found me and like grabbed me and was like, well, first, here's the weird thing. Cause also like, you know how vampires have a little bit of like mind control or they can like sort of like steer humans to do something. I was standing in a group of my friends and I said, I got like a weird chill and I was like, I just feel like, so I was on an island at this club in Croatia and I was like, I feel like I should just like walk out by myself. I felt like I needed air and I needed to walk out. So I walked all the way out of the club alone because I felt like I needed to.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like walking out and then he like grabs me and he's like, where are you going? And I was like, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to walk away. And he was like, I felt like I needed to talk to you. I found out later from his friends that he was talking to his friends like across the club and that he saw me and he literally like was like, I need to talk to that girl. He was
like enthralling you.
I also wore bright red to a white party, which was an interesting choice.
Interesting choice. I don't think I would do the same.
It's like, does that girl want attention? I don't know.
He spotted you out of the crowd. Imagine that.
Bright red. It's at the white party.
God damn it.
Psychopath.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like, do you want to take a walk with me? And I'm like,
into the sewer.
I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So we like walk along this, like the outside of the club is like a beach. And so we're like walking along and he like quotes The Count of Monte Cristo to me. And it's my favorite book.
Yeah.
My only favorite book of all time quotes it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Who is this man?
Yeah. And so, and then we're just talking about like life and like our futures. And I was like, am I on drugs? Like it was just like a very like swept up love at first sight situation.
Yeah.
Except I haven't told a lot of people this. Am I just doing this on the pod right now? When he first touched me and I turned around and looked at his face, I saw the devil.
So what about that? Like, okay. Was it like you just like a vision?
Yeah.
So what about that made you want to be like, I should date this guy?
It was weird because I have weird visions all the time, but I was like, that was weird. Yeah. But I didn't feel anything like bad in his presence. Okay. Sorry. That is number one. I could get into that way deeper another time. Number two. He spoke like he was from another time.
Yeah, see, that's fucking vampire,
like 1920s.
Vampire shit right there. Yeah.
So he like always wrote like poems and he like just talked about life in a way as if he was like this French ancient like philosopher. And he would just talk to me about stuff. And I was like, I just never met anyone like this.
Very Edward Cullen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm like, okay, he's like talking about like these times and like, I don't know. Okay, so spoke like he wasn't from this age.
Definitely vampire.
Okay. 3, he had no food in his house.
This is what fucks me up.
This part, the vampires are going to come after me. I feel like I'm like uncovering something. I don't know. Well, but these are just straight fucking facts.
Yeah.
The man didn't have food in his house. Okay, you'd think he just eats out every meal. Okay. But like I'm talking nothing in the fridge, okay? Like the fridge is empty. Yeah. I know he travels a lot. That's why I was like, oh, like he travels a lot. Every cabinet, tea. Like boxes of tea though, not like he was really into like nice tea. So like I'm talking like a whole cabinet, you guys, of like 4 high and like 4, 5, 6 across, up and down. Next cabinet, tea. Next cabinet.
All different
tea.
Flavors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of different. Wait, drawers. Tea.
Huh.
Drawer. Tea.
It's insane to me.
Not a spice. Like salt.
Salt?
No,
just tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's only one logical explanation for that. He's a vampire. No, they exist, guys. Exhibit A.
Then, he also would drink a lot.
Like, what do you mean? Like alcohol?
Yes. But not like ever really be like I never saw him sloppy or wasted or anything like that.
It just like didn't affect him.
Yes. But he would drink it a lot. And okay, if you're into vampires and you watch, they drink, it kind of like takes the edge off. Like the
thirst.
Yes.
Yeah.
The craving.
The thirst for blood.
So it knocks it off because we would be on vacation together and he would like have like, I don't know, like 6 Tito's. And I was kind of keeping up because he'd order them for me too. Next thing you know, I'm fucking blacked out, acting a fool. And like the next day, I'm not good. He would like wake up at 4 a.m. the next day and go work out and then like go do his work. But like he would leave me like, you know, flowers and like a handwritten card with like a poem. Yeah. Like at my bedside table.
I think I would be creeped out if I could handle like one poem, but like maybe not poems and flowers. Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Like, and then, okay, we're getting deep here. This was another weird thing. If he had a sip of alcohol, we were not allowed to like do anything sexually.
I think he literally just took the book out of like he watched Twilight and was like, "This is how I prey on women." That literally happened, right?
But like if he's your boyfriend and you're drunk and you're wanting to get frisky and that was like his rule. If he ever had any alcohol in his system, like we weren't allowed to hook up.
It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Because like like you can't control yourself because you might like lose control and rip my head off because you're a vampire.
Because you're a fucking vampire, yeah.
Then I think this is probably like my last one. Well, family situation, weird.
Yeah.
Like I never fully understood it because like, was he fully related to all of them? Like, so I met like the parents, amazing, lovely, obsessed with them, obsessed with the whole family. Like
nice family.
One of the best like weekends I've had, but I was the only girl he'd ever brought home. Like they were like, wow, like he was apparently 33 and they were like, he's never been into anyone or brought anyone home. You're the first one. So I'm like, oh my God, this is so serious. Like, wow. Like these are my in-laws. And cause they were like, we've never seen him serious about a girl. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but that's kind of odd to be 33 and you've never had a girl that you've brought home.
Red flag.
Like, there were a lot of flags.
Yeah. Black flag at that point.
Yeah. And, but like, okay, so I'm just, but it was just kind of like a weird, like, were they really his parents? I feel like they were like hired from him to like, okay, so if you've ever watched the Vampire Diaries, you haven't, Stefan and Damon would like say that they're like uncle. They would be like, oh, uncle, whatever. But it was really their great grandson. Kind of thing. And they were like the older, but it was like the family kind of knew. So it's like, was he like their ancestor? And I don't know, guys. And then he came at our family.
Yeah.
And had said stuff
He's super charismatic. He's super, super
he was
great.
Wonderful.
Right? I know, but like
he brought gifts for the whole family. That was also kind of weird. He like got bourbon for dad and brought tea for you, right? Or tea for mom. And then like he just had like a gift for everyone in the family.
I know.
But then he said to like, he basically told my grandmother and my aunt that he was going to propose to me soon. So I'm over here like, because you guys, I am enamored. Like I'm fully in love, like swept off my feet. The poems really did it. Like you and I will be like laughing and in love in Paris. God, I still have them all.
Vomit. Vomit.
You guys. Is this just narcissistic love bombing? I don't know. You explain the tea. Yeah. But then he ghosted me. So like the man I thought I was going to marry and thought was proposing soon, he just stopped answering my calls.
Yeah, because he probably had to go to Transylvania
or he was getting too close and he knew that he couldn't bring me into his vampire life, or he loved me so much that he didn't want to turn me.
If you became a vampire, you'd probably be into it.
I would.
Yeah. You'd be like, I'm a vampire. We don't even eat. Yeah. Oh my God.
You know, I can track when like my eating disorder thoughts like first started as my best friend's older brother. Have I told you this? He had this like really skinny blonde girlfriend. And one time like he offhand was like, yeah, the best thing about her is she like never eats. And I heard that as like a 14-year-old girl, and he was like my idol.
You just internalized it and said,
forever.
Men will like me if I don't eat. Yeah.
Men will like me if like I'm smaller, because she was like literally so skinny, and like he was the coolest dude in school, and he was like, God, the best thing about her is she never eats, and like
it's weird.
It's fucked up. It did something to me.
Fuck that.
But anyway, but here's the trade-off. If you're one of the living dead, then technically your soul can never be saved, and you could never go to an afterlife if there is one. You're always stuck here, and if you die, you just die. So, that's a big decision to make.
Mm-hmm. But then you'll have everlasting love on this plane of existence.
Yeah.
I think it'd be something different. I think
he lives in Denver.
He does live in Denver. We like ran into him in Aspen, actually, but we didn't say hi. I was like, Francesca, keep walking.
I literally, we were with all the gays in Aspen.
All the gays. You were like, that's my ex-boyfriend. And we all 5 of the gays were just like, nope, we're not doing it. No,
I was like, I haven't seen him in like 5 years.
And I was like, seen who?
Yeah.
Next
And
bar.
I was like, I want to go say something. We're like, say what? Like, he literally ghosted you. You have nothing to say.
Done.
And
bye.
I was like, guys, what if I'm having a panic attack? The gays are literally like carrying me out of the bar. They're like, Francesca, keep walking. Keep walking.
And not another word will be said, which.
So I haven't spoken to him since.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. Wish him all the best in the afterlife.
Yeah. No. There's no afterlife. You can't. He doesn't need your wishes. He's already doomed. He's damned.
What do you think I would do if he called me? You have no faith in me.
Oh my God. What? You would call him. You would go get coffee with him. You would go see I would be like, oh God, here we go. It's been a decade.
No, it was 2017.
2017? Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah. No, I think it took me like I was fucked up for like a few years.
Yeah.
I would say. Because when I found out he was ghosting me, it was my birthday that year. And I sat with you and Mom at a Mexican restaurant, and we did tequila shots by the fireplace.
Love it.
That's what we did on my birthday, because I was too sad to do anything else.
Yeah.
So like anything in our family, whenever anything goes down, we just get Mexican.
We get Mexican. Yeah. Which
anyway,
it fixes everything.
I need to know anyone else's vampire stories. This is now a vampire podcast.
It's the vampire podcast.
Well, we're going to New Orleans.
I know, because we're going to investigate. Yeah, we should get a interview with a vampire. Wow.
Okay. Operation Get a Vampire on the podcast.
But basically, they exist. They're literally out there. And I think that I just think it's really crazy, But that's what's weird about New Orleans. There's lots of like otherworldly things there. Like weird voodoo priestesses, weird vampire things. Like it's just a very alternative place, and it's very strange. And they're all eating shrimp and like gumbo.
Like I was like envisioning in my head, and then you're like Bubba Gumps.
Bubba Gumps. Okay, I feel like I've done a horrible job explaining New Orleans.
It was terrible.
It's also really pretty. You'll see what I mean. But
Nick, what I was picturing, like the painting that like you were painting in my brain, my mind's eye, was not good. Felt like I'm going to jail. It's less than 2 weeks till we leave.
No, it's like really cool jail.
What?
No, there's this bar. So I actually asked my friend who used to live there. I was like, "What's one of your favorite bars that I need to go to in New Orleans?" He goes, "It's called the Dungeon." He's like, "You walk through this."
I'm afraid of the dark.
Yeah, no. He was like, "You walk through this dark, damp hallway."
Awesome.
No, that's very New Orleans.
You've seen me in a haunted house.
Mm-hmm. No, it's very haunted.
Using you as a human shield.
New Orleans is the most haunted place in America. It's a haunted city.
Do I need garlic?
Yes.
Does that help, or is that real?
I actually don't know. My vampire like skills aren't very like up to date. I'm really good against like demons. Like let me know. Like I got your back if you're being haunted by a demon. But vampires, I don't know much about. That's not really my forte.
New on our team.
What?
Jim.
Oh yeah, we did meet a witcher.
We have a witcher.
Francesca and I have befriended this homeless guy, and he's a witcher. He told us today, and he's always practicing martial arts under the bridge. And
but he's like not homeless all the time.
Yeah, he's just homeless right now, and he can like hold conversations and stuff like that.
No, he doesn't do any drugs. He smokes weed and does mushrooms. We've really got to know him. Jim's like our buddy. Actually,
yeah, he doesn't. I mean, he's definitely homeless, but I mean,
just right now.
And he's like a warrior wizard. He's like monkish. Yeah. He's like a monk.
Well, that's what Nick was like. I think he's just like a monk who's traveling around, and we would think nothing of this if he was like in Nepal. And he's like a nice shit. He's always reading and practicing Tai Chi and martial arts, and he's protecting us in the spirit realm.
Yeah.
He does carry katanas and some very large curved knives. I was on the phone with Mom the other day. And I was like, oh, hold on, Mom. I got to call you back. I got to talk to Jim. She goes, who is Jim? I go, Mom, it's my friend that lives under the bridge. And she goes, Francesca, you stay on the phone with me right now. You stay on the phone.
He's great.
And I go, no, Mom, like, I trust Jim with my life.
Yeah, and he's like, ripped, too.
Mom, Jim's hot. It's fine. He is really hot.
Just kind of hot.
Yeah. But no, Jim... Anyway, he is protecting us in the spirit realm. Sometimes the old masters of the martial arts studios he used to work at send people after him, and he's really got to like defend himself. He's in a situation right now. So we've been checking on him, and I told him the other day he wasn't there for 5 days. Yeah. I was like, Jim, you can't just do that to me. I'm sorry. I know you're an adult grown man, but like
you were gone.
You had me worried.
Yeah.
And I kind of took that back, and I was like, that's probably like kind of rude to like say to him that I'm worried about him. Like, he's got his own shit.
He's fine. Yeah.
He was the one that let me know. He was like, I'm not homeless all the time. You know that, right? And I was like, I'm fucking sorry, Jim. I was wondering, but I asked him. I was like, you on drugs?
You asked him that? You just asked him if he was on drugs?
I didn't say it in that thing, but we're friends.
Yeah, we're friends with him. I mean,
I had to know. And he was like, nah, man, I don't fuck with that shit. He goes, I'll do weed, a little bit of weed, and maybe some mushrooms. But he was like, nah, not like opiates or any of that shit. He was like, fuck nah, man. Messes with the energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, he gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah. So if anyone tries to fuck with us.
We do know a witcher. So
we should tell him to put like a protection spell on us when we go to
I bet he knows a lot about vampires. Yeah. We should ask him.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Yeah.
We didn't really chat with him today.
No, he was like busy, like doing roundhouse kicks and shit. So we were just like continue training.
Sometimes men will be like running and I'm like walking like my dog and I'll be like, sup, Jim? And he's like, hey, Francesca. And then like the other people will be like, do you know? I'm like in a tennis dress. like doing my job.
No, I love him. He's great. He's our buddy.
I think I would ask him if he would be on the podcast. I feel like he has a lot of stories.
Yeah, I'm sure he has had a crazy life. Yeah.
Anyway, guys. We're just having a silly goose time over here.
We are having
We're
a silly
going to
goose
keep you guys updated. And thank you for being here all along and hanging out with us. What?
We're missing one thing.
Oh, no.
What?
You guys, no, we're missing like 15 things. We haven't even, because we can't even, like, there's so much.
I know, there's so much.
But right now, okay, basically, as we're having our silly goose time, yesterday, I said to Nick, and this has happened a couple times where I say, I think this is the best day of our lives.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, I just think this is the best day of our lives. And I'm trying to live every day like that because you just don't know what could happen. So I looked at you and said it was the best day of our lives. And then what happened yesterday?
We got a text message from someone who we hold very dear. And he said, I have 2 tickets for you for Burning Man. Are you guys ready? I need a yes or a no. I literally about threw my phone across the goddamn room.
I need to stop doing this. That needs to not be my response.
I keep my fucking margarita and smashed it through the window and ruined everyone's fucking dinner.
It's one of those things. We both got the text. It was in a group text, but we're at a friend's birthday dinner. And so like
shout out Justine.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Justine.
Yeah.
I need to not make everything about me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's the Francesca and Nick show and it's other people's turns. It's other people's turns.
It's literally her birthday dinner.
That's why we have a podcast. Save it for the pod. Yeah. And like I turn my phone over and I like look at Nick and he does the same thing. He's like, don't fucking. But
yeah, we're going to Burning Man this year. And I just feel like you said that you feel like you've been proposed to.
I felt like I'd been proposed to.
I think that's such a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, because it's like, it hasn't hit me yet. Is it real? I know my whole life is going to change.
Yeah.
I told Dad today, and he goes, "Oh God."
I know. Our dad's like, Jesus Christ. But guys, I think that like my whole life has been preparing me for Burning Man.
I know, me too.
And I don't mean to be like, oh, that's so cringe. No, bitch. Listen, I am just that kind of guy. I'm all about braving the elements. I will cover myself in playa, gypsum, sand while wearing like, space boots and, cyberpunk goth goggles and just really hit it. Ride a light up bicycle, on a dragon that breathes fire, because that's what happens in the Nevada desert.
Yeah.
I'm here for
radical self-reliance, Nick.
Yeah, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression. I'm just like, you might not see me for 3 days, Francesca.
I'm going to come back with a new name. It's going to be like Sunflower. And I'm not making fun of it. If it happens, it happens. Our dad is worried.
Why?
No, I'm just saying they're so supportive of our crazy fucking lives and our decisions. And then I just told him I'm going to Burning Man.
What could go wrong? Yeah. I've been wanting to go to Burning Man for a very, very long time. And I've always felt like my life was going to direct me in that way and that I will go. And every time I've just been like, maybe next year. And then I was told that like, no, if you're going to go, you need to make it happen. So we have been putting down the groundwork. Let's do it. We've been asking around how to get to go there. Do we camp with the camp? Do we not camp with the camp? The whole thing. And then finally it's happening.
Yeah.
It's literally
it's
happening.
your time. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Not to like be like that, you guys. God, I feel like everyone is just so annoyed. It's like I'm gluten-free and I'm fucking sober. Now I'm going to be a burner.
Burning Man changed my life. Because it's a life-changing experience.
It really is.
I went to India and my life changed.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Typical white guy, I saw poverty for the first time. No, I'm kidding. But like, seriously, no, like, it's just, these are really big things that happen. Like it's a really exciting festival. And I am just couldn't be happier.
So stay tuned. We have an insane guest that we're dropping next week. And then we will be interviewing all the pals at Tales of the Cocktail. So if you're going to be there, hit us up. If you have any vampire tips or tricks that I need to know, or just some protection spells that I need to be doing,
That's going to be my next YouTube or TikTok rabbit hole, vampire protection.
There's this guy on live who's like, I'm a real life vampire. And have you seen him? He like pops up on my feed. It's just like a dude who wears red contacts. And I feel like is like a sexual deviant.
There's 3 kinds of vampires.
No, tell me.
Well, some vampires are all about the physical, and some vampires are all about the like psychic abilities.
Okay.
And then there's the like hybrids between the two. Yeah. There's 3 kinds of vampires. Anyway.
Vampire podcast. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. And please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Follow us on the socials. What are you giggling about?
No, it's just the vampire thing. Those guys that were making fun of us for being like, vampires are the thing, right?
Like, or really?
Are they? I'm going to send them this podcast and be like, those 2 are fucking crazy.
You guys, like, if you think we're unhinged in the podcast, you should hear us when we're not publicly speaking.
You should wait until we're back from Burning Man.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, the people who overhear us at bars, like, I see the faces they make, and I'm like, it's fine.
It's fine. I'm used
You're
to it.
obviously not a silly goose. If you're not a silly goose, you're not allowed in the fam.
You're not allowed in the fam. Silly geese only. Quack, quack.
Fucking turn your mic off. I gotta go. Love you guys.